You're listening to The Starting Block on tavshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
Welcome to Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We've got a big batch of story time to kick off the show. We got fixes, we got equality, we got BBLs, dick moves, schedules, we got respect round, all that and much more here on the block. Here from the Starting Block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is tavshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to Starting Block for another week. I got myself Greeno and I'm joined by a man who recently lost his air balloon near the American area. So if you've seen it, get in touch with us on Twitter. My co-captain Damon, how are we, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you, boys, girls, listenership around the world. Yep, lots of things floating off into the sky these days, isn't there, Greeno?
Yeah, yep. So if you see a big balloon over the American skies, that's Damo's. So just give him a holler on the Twitch.
Holler. But I ain't no holler back girl, though, Greeno.
Not a holler back. There's no bananas. There's no BANANS, Damo.
That's my shit.
That's it. It's bananas.
Yep.
Let's kick off the show, Dave, mate. Quick
Please.
story time to start the show if we can.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I like stories about pinatas.
So do you have something you want to kick off the show with, or we're just going to jump straight in, dive in?
No, we can dive in. I'm ready to
Right,
go.
excellent.
I'm working off your lead, mate. Your energy.
No, it's good.
This
I
is
was
your
worried,
show.
but I
I'm
thought
just
you
a
guys-
guest here.
Yeah. Want to give a dick move
All right.
to YouTube if we can for a bit of story time. So after last week's sensational show, as always, hopped off the bed.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean,
Listen, it
as
was fun.
always, come on.
It was a D minus last week. To be fair,
We maybe
pretty good.
nail like 1 in 250 shows, I'm going to say.
I was going to be more conservative. I'd say 1 in 40. When I say nail, like nail's a loose term. Like
We're
the
not that
nail is in the timber. It's not fully fucking hit in.
Yeah,
Like
you nail.
it's-
You've hit your thumb though, or like on the way down. You're
Yeah.
like, oh fuck. Well, that's a shame.
1 out of 40. We're talking like a square smack of the hammer into the wood.
Yes.
Yeah, you're probably closer to the money 1 in 250.
Yeah.
So
Minimum.
once every 5 years,
Yeah,
you're going to get a show
thereabouts.
we nail.
Well, no, we don't do 50 shows a year. So a couple of years we only did like 20 or 30. So I'm going to say the last time we did a good show was back in 2014 or thereabouts.
Thereabouts.
Something
But it was
like
a cracker, the one we did.
I'm sure
back
it
in-
was. I don't remember it.
Don't remember it,
no.
but would have been a cracker.
Can't have been too good.
So I toddled off to bed after last week's show, woke up in the morning, and often what happens is I see like YouTube things from, one of our 7 listeners making a comment. Normally it's Dr. Climate Abortion who pops in with a bit of a comment.
Yes, one of the favorites.
Checks out the show. So big thanks to Dr. Climate Abortion to checking out our YouTube channel. But this week I was a little bit perplexed because the email was copyright claim. Your video has been blocked. Unity Day 2023.
Unity
What?
Day? Hang on a minute.
Fuck. Like, hang on. Let's just back up the horse here for a second.
What did
Let's
we
hang
do?
on.
What did we do on Unity Day that was copyright? I can't.
So that's what got me thinking. So think back to last week's show, and I'm like, wait, there was nothing we showed that would have been copyright claimed. This makes no sense. Like, surely not. So then I checked it out. Remember that stupid fucking guy who did the siren at the cricket?
Yes.
We put the arse end of the show just to fucking fill the back end.
Yeah.
For some reason, the Big Bash, Cricket Australia, was so protective of the stupid dude in the crowd doing the siren,
What?
they copyright claimed our video.
Really?
Really? Not 1 ounce of cricket was shown.
No.
Not 1 ounce of anything that actually related to Cricket Australia was shown.
No.
We had a fucking idiot in the crowd who thought, well, let's fucking waste some time by interviewing this dickhead.
Oh,
They
God.
claimed that and copyright and blocked our video. So, yeah, dick move to YouTube if we can.
No, but I'm also going to give him one of these, Greeno. Because you are doing the community service if you take our shows off YouTube, because they're really not adding to anything, they're not really adding to the spectacle, are they, on YouTube?
You think it's
Greeno?
safety first?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably safety first. You got to keep people safe out there, Greeno.
Just as principle, just automatically copyright the block, pull it down,
Just get rid of it.
just get rid of it, no matter what, and then we'll work out the copyright infringement later, just so no one else listens to the bullshit. Fair call.
Yeah.
Good call. Give yourself a nice Gary.
Thanks, mate.
Want to do another quick story time if we can,
Please.
sir?
I like
Now,
stories about pinatas.
before the Netflix controversy that sparked up yesterday,
What you're going to have to explain the controversy to me, because I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. So,
all right, so apparently what is happening is Netflix have had enough. They're like, this is bullshit. We've had enough of people fucking sharing their passwords and giving other people access to fucking Netflix. This is money that could be in our pocket, even though the people that they're sharing the password with are not going to fucking pay for the Netflix anyway. And the people will be pissed off because they can't share their password anymore, so they're going to get less money. Putting that to one side, so they said, here's what we're now going to do. If you want to use a device and watch Netflix, we're going to make you log in on your home Wi-Fi account once a month. Every month, unless you log into your Wi-Fi at home, we're blocking you.
okay.
That thing is done. It's done. It's dusted. It's blocked.
So that just means then the person who gave you the password, if they're your friend or family member or whatever, all you have to do is go over there once a month, log into their Wi-Fi via your Netflix on your phone, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, drop in for I tell you what, drop in for a cup of coffee and update your free Netflix
And
account.
your free Netflix.
And then, have a cake and some biscuits or something, and enjoy the afternoon together, and then go, all right, well, I'm going to go home and watch my Netflix now. And
See you in a month.
see you in a month. That's it. This will actually bring people together, Greeno. This will
Fucking
reunite
Netflix are a
families.
fixer.
That's
They
it.
know nothing about socialising.
Yeah.
We know nothing about the internet between us.
Netflix.
We fixed it.
We fixed it.
We fixed it. That's very well done. What a Netflix. But I had Netflix dick move in the rundown before that happened.
Right. Okay.
And I'm going to put it out there. Now, you're a Netflix subscriber. I'm a Netflix moocher. What I've noticed is because the kids, I personally don't watch much of it, but the kids are on it fucking every day.
Right.
Every day, the kids love it. They love it. There's fucking so many good kid shows. They fucking go.
There's a lot of kid stuff, isn't there?
So much kid stuff. Now, thankfully, on my mooched off your account, there's a kids channel. So it doesn't fuck up the algorithm for everyone else,
Right.
which is nice,
Yep.
which is good. Because you jump on the kids channel and it's all just nothing but kid shows. Everyone's a winner.
Okay.
But what I realized is when you have to exit, it's not as simple as just hitting the back button on your remote. Like normally, like for every other app, I just hit either exit on my remote or back on my remote and it gets me out of it.
Right.
Netflix doesn't do that.
Okay.
You've literally got to scroll all the way down to the bottom and then 3 across to the right. It's like doing Tetris to exit the fucking app.
Are you sure your back button doesn't work?
It doesn't work on my TV. I've literally got to go all the way down. I've got a Samsung TV, which I thought would have been,
I think I do
work
too.
well.
I can't. I think this sounds like a back button issue, Greeno.
No, but I've got 2 different TVs and it's an issue on both.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
So I want to say dick move for making me go to all the way to the bottom, all the way to the right to exit Netflix.
Barely
That was
worth
a
your
dick move.
time. I mean, if there's a
Really
really
not.
good movie on there I want to watch, but I have to spend an extra 5 seconds navigating the menu, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, not worth the effort. Fuck that. So dick move to Netflix. We're going to fucking... This show's it's going to be a 12-minute show, man.
Really? We're burning through. Burning
burning
through
through
the
the rundown.
topics tonight. Okay. Well, what else is there to talk about then?
That's all good.
Let's have a cup of coffee. Let's have a cup of coffee and you can renew your
Sure,
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
We'll just catch up for 5 minutes.
That's it. I like it.
Yeah.
Quick story time again, if I can,
Little
sir.
story
I
time.
like stories about
These are rapid fire
pinatas.
stories. Where's the story with the embellishment and
I've got a big story coming up. That's all
I
right.
want to. Yeah, we need a nice big story to open up the
I've
show,
got-
Greeno.
I got the rundown. I'll knock those story times off, then I'll give you my big story time.
Okay, they're just teasers.
So
hors
the
d'oeuvres.
kids, my daughter back at school this week. School's back. Ironically, I'm the only person who finds it easier having my kids at home than at school, which sounds fucking very stupid, but it's a bigger inconvenience for me to do drop off and pick off.
Yeah, because you have to leave the house.
I have to leave the house, but it's just easy for me to take care of my kids during the day. So I can work and still keep an eye on the kids and everyone's a winner.
Right.
But having to duck off for 45 minutes, deal with the traffic, pretend to avoid small talk with fucking other parents, that's a big inconvenience. And having to do that 5 days a week, fuck it, I'd rather the kids just be at home.
Right.
Every other parent I heard that I was avoiding talking to in the school chatter circle
Said the
well,
same.
like, how good is it? The kids are back. Like, oh, I didn't know how to keep them occupied, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, have you not got someone else's Netflix? I don't understand. Like, what's the issue? So, because I'm on holidays at the moment, my daughter, normally it's like I've got to drive there, pick her up, because it's like during my work day, drive there, pick her up, back as soon as humanly possible so I can get back to work. And, that's the activity. But I'm off this week. So I was like, well, we'll walk there, we'll walk back, we'll chit chat. It'll be a good time. And it was lovely. It was nice time, nice spending time with the daughter.
Doesn't sound like a good time to me, walking. I don't know if I'd appreciate that.
I mean, I like to be outdoors, man. I like to be out there and active.
Yeah, just wind the window down in the car.
That technically it is outdoors.
But no,
outside the door.
that's when you wind both the front windows down. You get that wind tunnel effect. You go, wow, I'm
Feel
in
like you're
nature here.
outside.
Yeah, living like the wild.
Yeah. Picture 10.
Bit of Gunners playing on the stereo, Greeno.
Yeah, I like it.
Welcome to the jungle. Hey, in your Penny Hardaway singlet.
In my Penny Hardaway singlet, that is true. Walking on home with the daughter, and then suddenly, remember that old school Bill Cosby show, like kids say the darndest things.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And it'd be kind of like, something semi-amusing, but it was a kid, so everyone's like,
My daddy is 257 years old. Oh, my God. Did you hear that? So fucking hilarious. Those shows are never real because you want some kid to go something like, shut up, cunt, say something really awful or really blue, but it never happens. It's always the cutesy blue stuff.
Yeah, embarrassing, no good, done.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't rate. But if we're going to get a revamp of this, a reboot, if you will, I found the kids I want to interview because we're wandering down, and these kids must have been maybe year 4.
Okay.
Year 4, year 5.
So what's that, like 10 years old?
So we're talking 9, 10, maybe 8, 9, 10, there or thereabouts. Okay. And they were discussing what's important to the kids at this day and age, right?
All right.
They're having a chit-chat. This is post-school. This is like day 2 of school. So you figure, you're pumped up. You're talking about your new teacher. You're talking about your new class. Talking about your new classmates. You're talking about something that happened in the playground, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. No. We're in fucking 2023 now, sir.
So what do kids talk about? This is interesting. I have no idea.
There's a group of 4 boys, and as I walk past, all I hear is, you know what? If you're Aboriginal, you're allowed to say the N-word.
Nice, Gary!
I'm like, did I hear that? I'm like, look, fair. Like, it's probably accurate, but that's an interesting conversation for a bunch of kids to be having on day 2 of school.
I wonder. Mate, I do wonder if the kids of like the generation now who have like they've grown up with. See, we grew up. The internet for us was very slow. It was on dial-up modems. Yeah. I remember playing Duke Nukem 3D with friends over the internet, and one in 5 times the connection worked, and you had to do it all manually and connect ports and stuff. It was really terrible. But that's the kind of internet that we grew up in. And then the generation after us, well, they had the internet of Facebook and YouTube. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that was their internet. I do wonder about the kids like 10 years old or thereabouts, what their internet is like, because they have grown up with like 4chan and Reddit. So it's a completely different, where we were trying to plug, manually dial up modems, and the next generation were arguing on Facebook and Twitter. Their arguments are more like, is fascism good versus my friends are all trans? That's the internet that they're growing up in. You're either shaving your head because you want to go against the LGBT, or you're shaving your head to prove that you're for the LGBT. You know what I mean? So that's the internet that they're growing up in. So
different. Different. That's a different chit chat to what we had in year 4. Ours was about what comedy skits we saw the night before.
That's right.
What video game we may play afternoon.
What's your favorite soda? We still have that discussion though, don't we?
Yeah, we still talk about the soda. At that time, it was also debating how good Dr. Pepper was.
Dr. Pepper was terrible then, and it's terrible now.
Terrible now, but you used to fucking feed it to me when I come over your joint.
Did I?
And you're like, hey, this is good, man. This is really good. I'm like, all right, I guess it's good.
Yeah. It never was really good.
Sucking me into the Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
So shit we used to do in year 4. Now, talk about who can and can't use the N-word.
Yes, exactly.
Good on the kids, though.
Yes.
So,
well, it is a fair question. Do you reckon he asked his teacher?
Raised
can we say this?
Community studies, yeah.
Well, not year 10. 10 years old, you would start doing like a little bit of like Australian history and some like geography and stuff, wouldn't you? This is the world, and this is where the countries are and stuff, and just that kind of thing. So, I wonder at that point if little Johnny puts his hand up and goes, "Miss, you know the N-word." Well, he points to like the Aboriginal kid in the class. Can he say it? But I can't.
Can he say it? What's going on there?
How come he can say it, but I can't? And all the kids just kind of staring at both of them like, what are we going to do here?
And the end result is, he can say it because, equality.
Yes, definitely. Equality.
The key point.
Nice, Gary!
That's true.
If we're going to talk while we're talking Indigenous affairs, Damo, good news, because we got the man in charge of our country.
Yep.
He fucking knows how to fix shit. And
Albo, you're not talking about Albo, are you?
I'm talking about Albo. He's our man. He's the man in charge, and he's there's been a lot of things happening up there in the Northern Territory, and not good things happening with the Indigenous community, and to the point where Albo had to duck out from his time at the Australian Open, having a beer at the final, and actually go up and deal with some shit. He had to go up and deal with what's going on in the Northern Territory. Some very serious
what does deal with it mean? What does he do when he's there? Personally?
Well, I don't know what he does. Like photo ops. Obviously, photo ops got to be done.
Well, that's
you got to do press conferences. You got to make sure you do a press conference.
Press conference, yes.
You got to shake some hands, Damo. You got to get up there, shake some hands, get him out amongst the punters.
I believe they call that pressing the flesh, Greeno.
There you go, pressing the flesh. Make sure you get on as many of the live TV shows as you can to prove that you're in the Northern Territory.
AM breakfast
talk about
radio.
The issues.
Yep.
AM breakfast radio, breakfast TV, and all of the above. You got to get your face on there to prove, hey, I'm up here. I'm dealing with the issue. We're fixing it.
If we can get a hard hat and a vest on you, then we'll be talking. Then we'll really start getting some of those swing voters on board.
Then we understand.
Yeah.
So like a lot of
work to be done. Yeah,
a lot of issues happening up there in the Northern Territory Indigenous community, whether it be violence or health related. I'm not going into specifics. That's if I can put a downer on it, but some bad shit happening. But Albo, he's like, look, leave it with me. Leave it with me. I've got this covered. I've done the press conference. I've shaken the hands. I've done the photo ops.
I got a plan here.
I've now seen what the community needs, and then thankfully, Albo's come up with a solution for the deaths and the alcoholism and the rapes and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's got a plan. Albanese promises National Aboriginal Art Gallery in Alice Springs and pivots towards the modern and mainstream in new cultural policy.
We'll open an art gallery. We'll put some paintings around the place.
Mate, that's what they've been missing, Damo.
That'll get it done.
That's a fixer.
Well, to be fair, my uncle was an alcoholic, Greeno, and we took him to the Australian Museum one day and showed him a painting, and he said right there and then, that's it, I'm never going to touch another drop.
Nothing.
I'm in love with art now.
Yeah.
And then he became...
Put me on the straight and narrow.
Well, then he was arrested for breaking into an art gallery.
Stealing the art. Yeah.
Sell it for grog.
It's a vicious circle, isn't it? It's a very vicious circle. Like, we want them to appreciate the arts, but then they're going to steal it and sell it for drugs. Who knows, Damo? Who knows? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, if you spent a couple of days up in Northern Territory, you didn't fucking, just, that's what you come out with. Like, surely there's got to be someone who's going to tap you on the shoulder, go,
art gallery.
Look, boss, like, you maybe put this on, like, page 40. Like, that can't be the front page of the submission.
Let's put it on the back burner for now, the art gallery opening, I think.
Art gallery.
I mean, imagine if a bushfire, remember what Morrison went on holiday when the bushfire was on, right?
Over in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's beautiful over there.
That's it. Well, this is like, imagine if Scotty showed up to a crisis situation. Imagine if he showed up to the bushfires, but he was still wearing the Hawaiian shirt. That's kind of like what we're dealing with here, Wow, there's a big issue going on here, and lives are being affected and ruined, Greeno. Lives are being destroyed. And a tolerant society can't just sit back and let that kind of stuff happen. And, you got to take care of people, What are we going to do here? We're
going to cut a ribbon.
Cut a ribbon?
That's what ScoMo would have done. He would have put a hard hat on and would have cut a ribbon.
Cut a ribbon. So you cut the ribbon in the vest and the hard hat
and
as
the
well.
hard hat. Yeah.
Right.
That's the equivalent of this. If Scotty did come back from Hawaii and was like, I'm going to open a road. Like, the road's on fire, sir. Doesn't matter. We're rowing up. Give me a hard hat. Give me a vest.
No, it can't be a road, because a road is like, it's functional. An art gallery, it would be like Scotty coming and, opening up a theme park while the bushfires were going on.
There we go.
All right, everyone. I want you to line up. Get on that slippery slide over there in the corner. Looks like a great time over there, that thing. Looks fantastic.
The irony. Yes, no, you're a fucking genius.
Water park.
The irony of the water park.
Yes.
Going, we've got more important uses for this water right now. Yeah. Kids aren't going to slide down themselves.
Yes.
Better make sure we open up this theme park.
Breaking news. Anthony Albanese plans to tackle climate change by installing the world's largest slip and slide to go from Perth to Sydney, Greeno, across the desert.
Go.
There you go.
I like it.
Yep. And you'll get irrigation with all the runoff, but it'll just be muddy. And so, people with the slip and slide, they start tracking mud back onto the slip and slide. So then everyone starts getting muddy, and then it's no good, Greeno. Then we'll have to hose it off, the slip and slide. That'll take a lot of water.
For the slip and slide, yeah.
That'll take a lot of
Double
water.
down on the water.
Yeah.
We're going to stick with the equality, you reckon, for now?
I don't know. Are we not equal enough? What's going on?
Victor Von Schroom, though, our good friend of the show, sent
Victor
this
Von
through.
Schroom. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's check out the vid and then we'll discuss.
Okay. Let's see what's going on here.
Now, for our podcast listeners,
Yep.
this is a race at a women's track meet.
Yep.
Some lovely lady has won it by about
Fantastic.
45 lengths. And you're like, fuck, man, that chick, she knows how to run.
Runs like the wind, Greeno.
Runs like the wind, like absolutely dominated that race. Not by a little bit, like literally. That's a 100-meter race and won it by about 5-6 lengths.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah. As Victor has pointed out here, Terry Miller, though. Male transgender identified
That's
athlete.
what I like to see. I told you.
Yeah.
I've said it many times on this show, Greeno, and I'll say it again. I am looking for. I want all trans athletes in all women's sports, Greeno.
Yeah.
And I've laid out my reasoning many times before, but this to me is a beautiful. This is a beautiful thing to see. It's like, wow, look at this. Women's running. It's fucking quick again. How good is this? Look at these ladies fly, Greeno. I love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
Anyone has an issue with it, why are you a bigot?
Yeah, don't be a bigot. Don't be a bigot.
Why do you hate the transgender community?
Just think if there were more trans athletes, women's sports would be a lot better to watch. So, wouldn't it? So, don't cut your nose off, spite your face. Or on this occasion, Greeno. Go with the flow. See what happens. You won't be a bigot. Everyone will like you. There's only pluses here. It's absolutely worth it. I mean, think about trans women's football, Greeno, soccer. And you'd be like, you know what? I'd tune in for this. I'd have a look.
And look, I'm watching this video, and Terry, male transgender identified athlete, I don't think his form's that great, to be fair.
Not that quick, you reckon?
I'm looking at his arms. I'm like, those arms are a bit fucking flaky. Like, we can tighten that up.
Yeah, right.
I reckon we can get him ahead of the other female athletes by a good 12 lengths.
Now, you were a pretty good cross-country runner when we were young.
I was a cross-country runner.
Tell me a bit about tell me a bit about her technique here, Greeno.
Look, the arms are flailing a bit too much for my liking. I want to see a bit more tightness.
Yep.
They're a bit more like someone struggling in the water.
Right.
I want to see like a solid flow. Like that one's a bit better there, but there's not consistency. And then now, maybe because she realised that she was that far ahead that I can start flinging the arms a little bit and doesn't really matter.
For the show, Greeno.
But I reckon with like a quality trainer, Terry Miller can even dominate further in the female track and field.
I also want to point out here, Greeno, the two girls at the front who are just laughing their asses off.
Yeah,
watching this all take place,
having a good time.
Because that's what it's really about. That's making kids happy, Greeno. That's what we're.
I reckon they've probably been dicked down by Terry earlier.
You reckon?
And cheering him on in the female track and field. Yeah, the groupies.
Yeah. Well done to the young girl then, getting herself some groupies already.
Yeah, exactly.
Local track meet. Yep.
Well done, Terry.
Hey, baby, did you hear I won that race by like 8 seconds? Did you hear about that? Did you see me out there? Hey?
That's it. Who'd you beat? The other women. What?
Yeah, all of them.
What? Terry.
Tezza.
Terry trying to be a woman there, is he? Like,
someone. I know you feel like yelling out, "Run like a girl."
Put some pantyhose on him. I don't know what. We just need to there's got to be some kind of rule. Like, if you're still packing, like there's got to be some other to balance out the field.
That's the problem. And this all if we can just go serious for a split minor second here.
Why would we do that?
But this was the problem, and it all started with Casta Semenya, I think her name was.
Well, Casta Semenya was actually a woman.
Well, but see, this is what I'm getting at though. So she had male test. She was incredibly fast. She won everything.
Yeah.
She had male testes inside her that they weren't aware of because she'd been tested and it was like higher testosterone or something.
Mm.
So she was born with like both sets of reproductive.
Like the South Park mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at that point, right, you have to think like legally and in regulation and stuff. How do you define her as an athlete? And there was a big controversy because they were like, well, you can't technically compete as a female because you have, male reproductive organs, like you have testes, so you produce more testosterone. And there was a big uproar about that. And that was like 20 years ago, I'm guessing. I think we were still in high school when that was a story, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe late high school, early, like after we left, perhaps.
Yeah. So, and she was stopped from competing and then she was allowed back in. And I think that's where like everyone was like, oh, hang on, there is no like black and white line here. But then ever since then, that gray area just expands and it gets more and more and it engulfs more people into it, So where things were clearly defined before, then they no longer are because the blast radius just keeps expanding out, and more people identify as more and more things. Therefore, more and more definitions change. Therefore, they mean less. So now we're admiring what we're admiring on the show, and celebrating trans athletes in all women's sports. Finally.
I just Googled Caster Semenya to find out when like the controversy happened. And the headline is, this is how Caster Semenya got her wife pregnant.
Nice, Gary!
I shit you not. Caster Semenya and wife expecting baby number 2.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. So she competed as female.
Female.
Yep.
There we go. How's the show going, you reckon? A bit flat, isn't it?
It is a little flat. Look, I've had a fucking terrible week. Just absolutely pounded. And I have not stopped today, from, 7 in the morning and finish. Here's a little story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
We need the story time to pick up the show.
Well, yeah, I've started doing this work now. And the thing about it is, just because of the nature of what I have to deal with and the locations that I have to deal with, I'm spread across 3 time zones now. So if something goes wrong on the Eastern Seaboard at 6 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning, I kind of need to be on it. And the same applies on the West Coast. So if something happens on the West Coast at 5 p.m., I have to be on that.
8 p.m.
That's 8 p.m. local time. Yeah. So it's just,
You're on a 14-hour on the clock.
Yeah. And there was like just the typical late Friday afternoon shit and didn't finish work until, I don't know, like 6:30, didn't eat or anything. And then I had something else I had to go straight into. And then I was running late for the show. So, just relentless lately, Green.
I like stories about pinatas.
Just fucking relentless. So if you want to know why the show's flat, how terrible of a show is this where we go, you know what, it's not a good show tonight because I've been working too hard.
Well, it's also when we identify the show as a bit average within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's always a concern. And we're already like halfway through the rundown. The rundown we never normally get through.
Yeah.
It's a concern when we're already halfway through. Let's do BBL dick move.
BBL dick move. What happened in the BBL? Well, they already did the dick move, didn't they? Ban us off YouTube?
Well, that's one aspect, but also, so the BBL in itself, for our American listeners, this is the short version of cricket that no one in Australia gives a fuck about anymore because they had a nice little thing where it was a little like 4-week tournament that happened during school holidays.
That's right. It was shorter, wasn't it, before?
It was short. It was a bit of fun. It was a bit of hit and giggle. And the 2 best teams at the end, they played in the final and it was all good. And everyone got like, this is great. And then once again, what happens with broadcasters and sport, they're like, oh, people love it. Fuck it. Let's give them 9 of it. Like, no, like that's too much. No, fuck it. They like 1. Let's give them 9 times what they wanted.
Fans love their Thursday night footy, Greeno.
They do. So next thing you know, this fucking bastardized tournament started in December. We just hit February. It's still fucking going.
Yeah.
So the worst part about it is the scheduling. So at the start of this like tournament that's meant to be like a big kind of showpiece, none of the best Australian players are able to play because it's during the test period. So they've got a whole bunch of like hacks playing during that period.
A whole bunch of hacks.
But then this year, for the first time ever, they said, look, we need a window where the test players can come back and play because the ratings are sucking and we're trying to renegotiate. We need the test players back. So like, here's a window the test players are back. I'm like, this is great. You know, the test players are back for the back end of the tournament. Like at least it gets interest in the finals. It's going to be great. So Steve Smith came out, fucking smacked a bunch of hundreds. First time ever for a sixer. He no one had ever scored 100 for a sixer, and he got 2 back-to-back. That's how good Steve Smith is.
Nice, Gary.
So I'm like, well, this is amazing. The Sixers are in the final, and like they're going to fucking go on through. Then I realized, I'm like, hang on, whoa. You've been playing this tournament for ages, and then the final setup, there's 8 teams, Damo. How many teams do you think make the finals?
I bet it's 6.
That's fucking 5, man.
Nice, Gary.
5 out of the 8 teams made the finals. I'm like,
that's ridiculous.
You've got a fucking 4-round finals thing it's all fucking hit and giggle. What are you doing here? Fuck off. Like,
I mean,
this is
8 teams should really just be the top 2 teams playing like a 5-game series or something, you know?
Yeah, play best of 3, whatever. Like, I'll deal with that. But no. We're gonna make five teams play and suck shit to the BBL because now what ended up happening is the number 1 team played in a qualifier. They went straight to the final after 1 game. Team 5 has somehow managed to win 4 games and is now in the final, even though they had a losing record during the regular season. Fucking so stupid. So let's put that dick move to one side.
So they've just got their momentum at the end of the season, but they have really no right to be playing for the championship in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. So let's put that dick move to one side. 5 out of 8 reaching the finals. Yeah. But what ended up happening is because they keep on sucking the teat of trying to get the viewers in, they've now played so long that those test players that was heralded as, the test players will be back.
Coming back, baby. Mitchell Johnson awards everywhere.
With the final 3 games left in the playoffs, they all had to leave because there's an Indian tour. So now the best players that were playing for 3 weeks out of this stupid 6-week period are not playing in the finals. So now we've got a final series with 2 teams that have had their best players disappear to go on an overseas tour because they've overscheduled it to have the final happen while there's a test tour going on.
Wow. Fucking hell. It just goes to show they don't really care about the Big Bash. It's just a money.
It's just how much money can we get? How many viewers can we get?
Yeah. It's all about money. Yeah. Otherwise, they probably scheduled. Well, now school's back as well, so they obviously
no one's watching, man.
No one's watching. No one will be going.
They had a semi-final at the SCG yesterday, and we've got a Twitter follower who's a massive Sixers fan. Yeah. I didn't realize they existed, but she's one of them. Yeah. And her kids, they love the fucking cricket, which is I had to go to the SCG by myself because kids got to go to school tomorrow.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, exactly.
Semi-final, and there's nothing but just really dedicated adults rocking up to the SCG for a grand final qualifier, and no kids in the crowd because they all got to go to school the next day.
If they really cared about it, they'd schedule it so the competition, the finals finished with all the best players in it before the end of school holidays, and then you would have a packed house, and it would be amazing, and everyone would love it. But
the BBL is not that hard to schedule, to be fair, man. You start it day 1 after the fucking test series has ended.
Yep.
So you play the New Year's test, but you play that earlier. None of this fucking 4th of January shit for the New Year's test. I want that done on the 2nd, you know? Yeah. I want 2nd of January. We're not going to make the boys play on New Year's Day. You play 2nd of January through to the 5th, or 6th, sorry.
Yep.
And on the 7th, the Big Bash kicks off. Right. The Big Bash goes for 3 weeks.
When are you doing your local cricket, then your Shield and stuff?
Your Shield's in the lead up to the test series.
Right. So what do they do? What do the state players do then between the end of the Shield, when the test period starts, and then the start of the Big Bash?
The Shield is still being played during the test series.
Okay, good.
Because we need the boys in form in case we need to call players up.
That's right. Nice, Gary.
So
the Shield doesn't stop, basically. It just keeps
Shield
going.
Doesn't stop. Yeah. You can play your one-day tournament early if you want. You get your one-day domestic tournament sorted.
Yep.
Then, as soon as the test series start, then we're playing our Shield.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get that bad boy in line.
Yep.
Then we get most of that season done. Then you've got your test series. Then you've got your Big Bash as soon as the test series finishes.
And it goes for 3 weeks?
It goes for 3 weeks. It's all I want.
Yep.
You get 8 teams. You play for 3 weeks. You're playing 2 games a day.
Yep.
And then at the end of it, best 2 teams in the final.
Mm-hmm.
You're done. You're finished. Fuck off before the school holidays is done.
Yep.
And then the boys can go on an overseas test tour.
Yep. Okay, fair enough. And the
Fixed.
Shield's already wrapped up. The Shield
Shield's already
finishes at
done.
the end of the test season as well.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah, you're playing the Shield. Yeah, Shield final is literally like the same time as the end of the test.
Okay. Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Everyone's a winner.
Yep.
But no, that not enough ratings there apparently.
Well, you're missing at least a month's worth of, money days.
Pointless cricket.
Days we could
Yeah.
be making money, Greeno.
Pointless cricket that no one really gives a fuck about.
That's right. Ad space we could be selling on networks, Greeno.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of ad space, good time to go to a break.
Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't we just end the show?
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVShow.com.
Yes, welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Your Twitter update this week. Apparently Elon Musk is now being investigated by the US Senate, some US Senate committee for, I don't know, some shit that they're saying. I don't know, Greeno. He's now being investigated by the Senate, apparently. So that's what happens when you piss off the wrong people, I think.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
Seems to be. Quick story time, Ken Damo.
Yeah, another little story time. Let's do a little fun.
I like stories about pinatas.
I've been on annual leave for the course of this week, and it was annual leave. The key thing is, firstly, no sleeves. We've talked about that in previous years.
It's the summer of Greeno all over again.
Summer of Greeno, sleeves have got to be off. We can't be rocking up anywhere with sleeves on, no matter how inappropriate it may be.
That's right. And if you don't have a sleeveless option readily available, then you are obliged to go shirtless, if I'm not mistaken.
Got to go shirtless. That's how we roll.
Or you paint on a singlet.
Yeah. Either way, like old school, like a NFL style.
Yeah.
Like crazy fans who just put blue paint on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wearing a shirt, mate. It's all good. It doesn't matter if it's 2 degrees in Buffalo. It's fine.
Yeah,
we're all
exactly.
good. I got into the spirit a little bit early last week. Okay. My last day, whacked on the Penny Hardaway jersey, rocked up to a team meeting, and my boss is like, "You wear a basketball jersey?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." He's like, "But it's a meeting." I'm like, "Yeah, man. Fucking holidays." We're on holiday, mate, bro. It's fine.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Like,
you were on annual leave, weren't you? when this meeting took place? No.
Nah, technically I was still getting paid, but
okay.
I was like, look, it was my last day before holidays.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's a dick move. Oh, now I dress I do it like a newsreader. So when I have a meeting and I'm working from home, it's very professional up top. Usually just a t-shirt though, a plain t-shirt. Yeah. And it's, boxer shorts underneath because fuck this. I'm going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But you poo-pooed the boxer shorts when I told you that a long time ago.
I did. I got to wear pants, man, because I work outside. I don't work inside my house.
Yeah, but fuck, now hearing this story, fuck you. At least I put a shirt on, mate.
You're not wearing pants. I dare
no one's seeing me from the waist down, though.
Well, here's the thing. There's still
your head's connected to your body.
I dare say that the Stefan Sears in the chat. I guarantee he's not.
Jim Edwards in the chat. Dave's in the chat. BE's in the chat.
Steph for next week. Yeah. We need a poll. Okay.
What's the poll?
What is more or less professional? What's less professional?
No. I want you to. No, I want to rephrase that question. It needs to be. What is more offensive in a meeting? Wearing boxer shorts that nobody sees because you only see them from waist up, or wearing a fucking tank top.
Tank top.
Hey? Like you're about to roller skate on a boulevard in Miami somewhere. A little pink tank top during the meeting with your guns flexing, popping out the side, the wings popping out the side, Greeno.
It created a conversation in the team meeting because everyone's like, "Oh, is that an Orlando Magic jersey?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." And like, "Is that a Shaq one?" I'm like, "Fuck Shaq. This is Penny Hardaway, baby." So I got to enlighten my team about the beauty that was Penny Hardaway for a little bit.
Every now and then I see a Magic, Orlando Magic jersey. Horace Grant, Greeno, getting around.
Horace Grant, wow,
like, fucking good for you, man. Because you didn't go the Chicago Bulls Horace Grant. You went the Orlando Magic Horace Grant.
That's dead. They're true fans, man. The people that aren't just wearing the bullshit like Jordan jerseys or like the ones you can pick up.
LeBron.
The ones you can pick
Curry,
up at Rebel
for
like $10.
Yeah, because there's so many of them.
They charge through the roof, but
they also ship them in by the ton as well.
Yeah, 100%. But at least, this way, if someone's wearing a Horace Grant jersey, that fucker had to go out of their way to purchase. Similar to my Penny Hardaway jersey. Because my boss was like, do they sell that in the stores? I'm like, no, bro. I had to search deep for this bastard on the internet. I found it. And so suddenly it became hey, dedication. Secondly, it was fucking hot outside. Thirdly, I'd already done my work before fucking holidays. So technically, I was getting paid for nothing. So I was allowed to go sleeveless. All good.
BE in the chat, Greeno. I always work polo and comfy gym shorts, if not jocks, Greeno.
Nice, Gary!
Yeah, I'm professional, BE.
Yeah.
I'm professional. But so that with that said, always a key thing for my holiday because I don't like going anywhere.
No.
So I try and do all the things someone would do on holidays without really having to leave within 15 minutes of my house.
That's right. That's why you need one of those kiddie pools. You need two little kiddie pools. One you fill with water and the other you fill with sand, Greeno.
Now, that's how I spend Australia Day. Blow-up pool, backyard, me in there, cans, music.
Gutting beers at 9:30 in the morning in the hot sun in a little kiddie pool with your legs hanging over the side.
It was beautiful. Yelling at the kids because they were interrupting daddy's pool time.
Hey, get the hose. Get the hose. There's more water coming out of here. Get me another beer.
Stop jumping on me. You can spill my beer. It was all good. But then I've tried to squeeze a few beach runs in to make it feel like a holiday, which is fine. Yeah. And an interesting thing I've noticed during the beach runs, I've done a couple, as a sample, if you will, to test this. Because we didn't want to do just like one test. I need to make sure there was 3 or 4 trips to verify the data.
Obviously.
If we can.
Yeah.
A lot of arse cheeks out, Damo, in this day and age.
Is there really? I haven't noticed because I don't go to the beach very often.
There's a lot, I'm talking plus 50% of bums on beaches.
Really?
We're talking ass cheeks out.
Now, is there a catch here? Is it are you saying guys and girls?
No, this is
men?
the female component. Okay. No, not so much guys with the buns out, but they're ladies with the buns out. Definitely making sure that they're out and they're getting tanned and looking good.
Right.
Now, there's variants. You've got the stock standard G-Mac.
Okay.
And then you've also got the one where they've taken what would probably be a half-ass cheek coverage.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of the swimsuit that goes half-ass cheek.
Yes.
And then I've squeezed that bad boy right up the clacker.
Right. So it's basically a G-string at that point.
It's basically a G-string, but they're not paying for a G-string in case they do want to pull it out to give it a little bit more modesty, if you will.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure that's a
50%.
bit. I'm sure that's a bit that someone's done. Like, how can a G-string cost more if it's less material? You know? Like,
fair point.
Yeah. How does that fucking work? Yeah. So by that logic, you know, you could hand over $200 to someone to not get any underwear at all. You know. $10 for a big pair of boxer shorts, you know, $50 for a pair of jocks, $100 for a G-string, and $150 to walk around naked, you know.
It's a little cock sock, maybe.
A little cock sock, a little donga doona, Greeno.
Yeah, that'll do it. Modesty pouch, if you
pouch.
Nice, Gary.
So that's been a portion of it. Now the other portion of my holiday has been trying to get my eyes fixed. I've worn glasses since I was like 6 years old, had enough of it. And after the debacle, go back to like 2 episodes ago, story time.
The debacle.
And I'm like, I got to fix out that. I got to fix up this bad boy. I got to fix out this sight issue.
Yeah.
So I've been looking into like, you know, corrective eye surgery over the course of my holidays.
Ooh, okay.
So I spent yesterday and today doing what can only be referred to as close to 150 individual eye tests. Now, after the first check where they're asking me to read a line, I'm like, cool, you understand how bad my sight is, right? Yeah. No, we need to go to another room. We need to get on this machine, and you have to read the lines again. Okay, move over there. An hour later and about 12 different readings of the line, I'm like, have you worked out how fucked up I am yet? Like, let's get this bad boy.
I haven't got all day. Like, my eyesight's getting worse by the minute. I won't be able to get home.
Exactly. So I get through an hour of this thing of staring and reading and get to the end of the initial appointment.
It's punishing,
and they're like, oh, look, yeah, all the tests come back okay. You're probably suitable for this corrective surgery. Are you interested? I'm like, yeah, man, look, there's a reason I just sat through an hour worth of tests. I'm definitely interested. Let's rock and roll.
Imagine if you got to that point, like, okay, we think you're okay. Are you interested? No, go fuck yourself and just walk out.
No, doesn't sound like I'm interested in that.
No.
I'm keen. No. I just like reading lines. It's good.
Yeah. I just came here for the free coffee that you offered me.
I'm a method actor. I just like it.
I'm a meth head. Correct.
That's it. Got biscuits and it's fine.
Yeah. I actually came here to steal the coffee grounds that you keep in your garbage bin.
You didn't notice.
Yeah.
So
I like to put it on the pigeons so it doesn't taste like roadkill.
Yeah.
It's a little trick. There's a little tip there for you, the homeless people out there, Greeno. Rub a little used coffee grounds on your roadkill. Guess what? It's a little crunchy little treat, Greeno.
There you go.
Yep. Fry it up on your bin grill.
Hey man. We need the sound check. So get to the end of the appointment. Yeah. He's sitting pursuing him. Yeah, man. Let's fucking lock this bad boy in. Now I still haven't met the specialist yet.
No.
I've been dealing with the specialist underling.
Oh, okay. Fine. So you haven't met the king. You're dealing with the fucking, the king's assistant, the right-hand man.
I'm dealing with the king's assistant who's just kind of like canvassing.
Or whatever they call it.
Whether I'm a suitable candidate, because he's not going to waste their time. I'm not going to waste the specialist time with me unless we're good to go.
You're dealing with the underboss right here, Greg.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, man, let's lock it in. I'm like, oh, cool. When do you want to lock it in? I'm like, well, let's book in the appointment as soon as possible. And like, are you free tomorrow? I'm like, yes, man. I'm on hot fucking. Aside from getting my shirt off and checking out beach buns, aside from that, I am free tomorrow. Let's book an appointment.
And let's do it tomorrow. So next time I go to the beach, I don't have to physically shove my nose in a girl's ass in order to see her.
Why is this man squinting? He's trying to look at my buns.
You have to go up so close to them. It's technically sexual assault by the time you can, physically see them.
I'm no longer looking. I'm smelling like a death.
It's not scratch and sniff, mate.
Exactly. So they're like, yep, excellent. We're available tomorrow, 1:00. I'm like, beautiful. We're good to go. Like, we're going to put some fucking.
Let's go.
We're going to put some drops in your eyes. You're going to have to get someone to drop you off because your vision's going to be fucked for 6 hours. I'm like, okay, cool, no dramas. Yep. They're like, also, you need a referral. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, you need a referral to see the doctor. I'm like, but I'm here. I'm here, and you told me to do the appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do you mean I need a referral? Oh, you need a referral from another doctor to see this doctor. But aren't I here to see the doctor? Yeah, but you need a referral. I'm like, okay, so where do I need to go to a GP? And like, no, you can either go to a GP or an optometrist to get a referral to see a doctor. And I'm like, well, what do I need to tell this doctor to get a referral? Like, do I need to tell them that this doctor has told me to get a referral to go back to them?
It sounds like Greeno, if I may, that you're falling in love with the public health system.
Very, very much so. Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
Heroes, Greeno. Heroes.
So once again, like GPs are fucking busy, man. Like, I'm not going to waste their time by lining up and where someone might actually need something. I'm like, this seems like waste. They're like, you can see an optometrist. I'm like, sweet. I'm going to be able to rock up to an optometrist and go, hey, man, I need a referral. Just fucking put the name here and then I'll be out of your hair. 5 minutes.
Why can't I be an adult though? Why can't I sign a waiver or something and say, yes, I'm prepared to go through with this experimental, radical, ridiculous technology medical breakthrough because I fucking choose. How dare you say to me, no, you have to come and check with one of our people first and then they have to sign off on it because that's what you're getting, right?
But I'm already there.
I know. Like, and you know that you can have the surgery. They know they can do the surgery, but no, you have to go to a third party and get your name checked off and have someone approve it for you. It's like, I can fucking choose for myself if I get this or not. Thank you very much.
You've just done 400 tests to me to work out whether I'm eligible. Why do I need to go to the other bloke and go, hey, man, like they said I can do the surgery, but I need you to write me a nice little letter to say I can do the surgery.
It's like having to get a permission slip to go on fucking school camp, Greeno.
So dumb. Yeah. So very dumb. So anyway, I haul my ass over to a very generic kind of optometry.
Sorry, Greeno. Good point in the chat from Jim N-Word. He says you didn't need a referral to get the jab.
Nice, Gary!
Fucking well done. Definitely nice carry there. Well done, Jim. Needle me up, but corrective eye surgery. Better see someone about that.
Hey, you better think about this. It could be risky. We need you to get a referral for your fucking corrective eye surgery because you never know, Greeno. It might not turn out well.
It might,
you want to get a second opinion.
Yeah. I'm going to check that.
Imagine if they started banning people from entering restaurants if they didn't have corrective eye surgery, Greeno. That'd be a different world, wouldn't it? You can't imagine a world like that. Have you got your corrective eye surgery digital passport with you, by any chance? No, I know. Is this it? No, because if you had the surgery, you'd be able to find it by now. So get rid of him. Fuck him off.
So I'm like, where can I go? Like, you need to go to a GP and an optometrist. I'm like, fuck it. I'll go to an optometrist because I'm not going to waste the GP's time because there's fucking sick people at GP. There's no sick people at optometrist. This is a winner.
Just blind people. That's all.
I rock up to a very generic, like widespread franchise optometry.
OPSM?
Facility. Specsavers. Which is where I got my replacement glasses when I lost them in the sea the other week. So
hey, Specsavers are all right. I've got glasses good, from there.
No, very very good, very very helpful.
Yeah.
But I rock up and I'm like, look, hey, need an appointment with an optometrist to do a referral.
Yep.
It's that. And I'm like, oh, when was your last checkup?
I'm like, today at the corrective eye surgery place.
I'm like, I don't know, man. Like fucking 20 months ago, maybe. Like, I just need a fucking referral, eh? And he's like, no, we can't give a referral until you have an updated eye assessment. I'm like, I know, I've just spent an hour done. I've been in 4 different rooms. I've done 11 different tests. I've read all the fucking charts. Like, I don't need an eye check. And they're like, well, we can't give you a referral until you do an updated eye check with us. So I'm like, well, my appointment with the specialist is tomorrow. Like, I need a fucking referral today. I didn't say fucking because I'm not rude to the service people because I respect the service people. Yeah. I'm like,
well, at least until they give you the referral, then you tell them to go fuck their mothers.
No, well, these people
as soon as they hand it over.
We've been there. We understand. It's a shit job. I'm not going to yell at these people. I'm like, all right, excellent. Okay, like, what do you have an appointment this afternoon? Like, yeah, we do. Like, come back in an hour. I'm like, all right, excellent. Come back in an hour. And I assume that they're like, I will do a fucking quick once over because I've literally done 11 eye tests this morning. So I'm like, if you want, man, you can just fucking call the doctor this morning and you can get all my results and it will save you a bunch of time. You can charge me the same. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But just like, I don't want to waste my time here.
Yeah.
So I just need a bit of paper that says you can go back to the doctor that you just fucking saw already.
Yeah.
And we're all good. So anyway, I get back there and they're like, oh, go in this room. So then I do another eye test. And then they're like, okay, we've done this room, and then come over here, we're going to do this test, we're going to go this room and this test. An hour and a half later. So then at this point, I was trying to piggyback all this
hour
stuff
and
in.
a half for the second lot of tests now.
The second lot to go with the hour originally. So then at this point, I had to call the wife, and I'm like, I know I'm meant to pick up like my daughter from school, but like, you're going to have to pick her up because I'm still doing these fucking eye tests.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about 17 in at this point. I'm like, I'm kind of over it. Like, can you go pick up? And she's like, yeah, I got you covered. So finally get to the end.
Mr. Greeno, would you mind if we do one more test? Oh, you know what? Just rip my fucking eyes out now. I wish I was fucking blind.
Just go blind, put an eye patch, and I'll fucking go to people. It's fine.
That's it. Hit people in the face with my cane. That'll be fun. Start with you.
After another like a bunch of tests, I finally see the optometrist.
Oh, so you weren't seeing the optometrist either. You were seeing the optometrist's underboss as well.
Who are doing the tests. And I assume that these people are the optometrists. I'm like, I just need a fucking bit of paper that says, hey, he can come see the specialist.
So you're now in like 2 or 3 hours worth of tests, and you haven't even met the person in charge yet at either of them.
Both of them. I'm on double underling duty here. And they're fucking shipping me back and forth between the two different eye doctors.
Oh.
So I finally speak to him. He's like, what are you here for? And I'm like, I just need a referral, man. And he's like, oh, okay. When's your last checkup? I'm like, it's all in your records, man. I'm like, just fucking read the computer. It's all there. We're all good. He's asked me a bunch of questions like, so you're interested in this? Are you sure about this? Like, bro, I've just sat through 17 tests. Like, you think I'm not keen? Let's get this bad boy going. Let's fill in the thing. Oh, okay. He's looking through. This little bit here concerns me. Like, what do you mean? He's like, well, there's an issue here. We better send you for another test. So then I get sent back out.
God.
And look, these people are just doing their jobs. They're trying to take care of it, which is fine. But the process is where I have an issue with.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
So then I get sent back out to then do like an optic nerve test at the back end. And he's like, while you're out there, I'll arrange your referral. And I'm like, so hang on, the optic nerve thing, this test has like, you're going to give me the referral regardless. Can I just skip this test? Because at this point, like,
it's a money-making machine now. Every test that's done, they get a commission for.
They get a commission. But my eyes are generally like hurting by this stage because I've gone through 17 individual eye tests. So we finally get to the end of it. I get the referral sheet. He wishes me well, sends me on my way. So that is yesterday. So then today.
Day 2 of the test.
Day 2. So I'm like, I'm just trying to get all this shit done as quickly as possible. I'm just going to get this bad boy done. Right. So they said, look, you need 2 hours. Like it's a 2-hour appointment and someone's going to like have someone drop you off because, we're going to put drops in your eyes that mean your vision's going to be impaired. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, no dramas. 2 hours. I assume there was another 2 hours of testing, which I'd like psych myself up for. I'm like, okay, I was going to do 2 hours of testing and then we're on the back of it.
Yeah, just before we get into the surgery, we're just going to have to do another 4 or 5 hours of tests first, just to be safe.
Yeah, which is fine. Like we're talking about my vision here. So I'm like, I'd rather you guys be so stupidly thorough that you're not going to mess things up. Like I don't want to take shortcuts. Like I want to make sure everything's done right, which is fine. So I arrive there and they're like, we're just going to send you, Greeno, come into this room. I go into this room, and the lady's like, look, one of the tests you did yesterday, we haven't been able to get that data, so we need you to redo the test you did yesterday.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I redid the exact same test I did yesterday, which was fine. It only took a couple of minutes. And they're like, we're going to put these drops in your eyes. All right, cool. And then I assumed this was the start of it all, and there was a bunch of tests after it. So they put the drops in the eyes.
Look in the starting block Discord channel, Greeno. What Jim has just posted. He's posted a picture of you after your eye tests.
Yeah, well, there it is. Why can't I see this bad boy?
Can you see he's posted a picture?
Oh, now I can. There's me. It's Grandpa Flanders. Nice, Gary. Jim Enwood. So they put the drops in my eyes, and then they're like, okay, can you we just got to wait for these drops to start kicking in. Just go outside for 45 minutes and
stare at the sun.
You.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, and what do you mean? Like, just sit outside for 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
I was like, it takes 45 minutes for these drops to take effect, and then we'll come do more tests. I'm like,
more tests.
I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Like, I had to fucking sit. Like, I would have organized something else to do because now I've got no vision, so I can't sit there and like fuck around on Twitter.
Yeah.
And look at anything because I'm blind.
What would you have done though? What would you have set up for this 45 minutes of blindness? Just get a Braille book or something.
I would have got a Braille book out. Would have sorted something down.
Would have blew the dust off the old Walkman, Greeno.
No, what I would have done is I would have tried to make some moolah in that 45 minutes to pay for some of these tests. I would have put on some black glasses, Stevie Wonder style, had a backing track of Superstitious and mimed playing out the front for a bit of coin for 45. Right.
But you wouldn't even know if they were dropping bottle caps in your hat, Greeno. You know, because you've
fair call, because I legit couldn't fucking see anything. Right. So 45 minutes later, they call me back in. They're like, okay, now we're going to make you do another eye test when you're blind. And I'm like,
fuck's sake.
What the fuck is okay, I said, can you guys explain this to me? Like, what have you just done to my eyes? Because I'm wearing my glasses and I can't see anything. But if I take my glasses off, I can see. And all you've done is put drops in my eyes, but I'm blind without it. It makes no fucking sense. Like, well, what we've done, sir, is we're trying to find your sight with your true vision. I'm like, so there's drops that give you true. Like, I'm confused here. Like, what is going on?
Are you giving me a superpower? True vision?
It is. It's like a superpower because I could see better without glasses. It was very, very strange. Right. So then they send me back in with these weird fucking drops and the fact I can't see my watch, but I can watch a TV from a distance. And I'm like, what is going on here? This is very, very strange. So they redo the test. At that point, they shoved me back out, and I'm at test like 20 by this point, I guess. And they're like, sit over here. The doctor will finally see you. So I'm 20 tests in about 3.5 hours.
Bloody duh. He better come out here and suck my dick after all of this. After all of this teasing that's been going on. 2 fucking days you've been running back and forward and getting tests and prodded. And
700 tests and referrals.
And now the fucking doctor is going to put his coffee cup down and wander out and say good day.
Doctor's finally going to see you now. Yep. So she comes on in and she's like, oh, what are you here for? And I'm like, read the fucking sheet, man. Like, you've got... Like, it's right there.
I am not explaining a single thing to you after all of those fucking tests I've just done.
You know why I'm here, man.
What was the point of this? What was the point of the test if you're asking me what I'm doing here?
Why are you here? So then she's like, oh, okay, look, let me pull up some of the stuff on the computer. She's pulling stuff, and then I hear the words that I don't want to hear after going through all this shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's concerning. Oh. What do you mean that's concerning? Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. No, what do you mean you don't like that? Like, you need to like everything that's going on here because surely someone would have identified an issue earlier than this 4.5 hour circle jerk I've just been through to tell me, look, hey, there's a fucking problem. Like, you're not suitable for this particular surgery. And I would have gone, look, sweet, thanks for letting me know. Let's move on, and I won't have to sit through 700 more tests. We get to the fucking end of it. She's like, no, look, you're okay. There's some certain areas here, but it's not anything that's going to impact the ability to do the surgery. All good. Sends me back out. So I've seen this doctor now for probably 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I've done 20 tests. I've fucking driven back and forth. I've seen an optometrist. I've seen her underling. I've seen an optometrist underling.
You've had shit poured in your eyes.
I've seen a second underling earlier today to do the fucking drops and that. I'm blind. I can't even see my watch. I'm trying to fucking text my wife to go, hey, like, things are running late. Don't come back. And it's just a mushed fucking mess of letters because it's all just a big blur in my fist. And she sees me for 5 minutes. And then she's like, okay, look, would you like to proceed with the surgery? I'm like, yeah, man. Like, that's fucking why I'm here.
That's why I've been here for 2 days.
She's like, it's cool. All right, no dramas. That's excellent. I'll hand you over to Tracy, who's the receptionist, and she'll run through everything else. And I'm like,
what everything else is there? Come on now.
Costs, process, all that kind of shit. Okay. So I'm like, so in this, like, what ended up being like 6 hours total, I've spent 5 minutes with the actual fucking specialist that I'm about to pay thousands of dollars to. Mm-hmm. But the other time, I meant to trust everyone else and the 700 tests.
That's a good point, actually, yeah. So you've got to put your faith in everyone else except the person you're paying who you don't really see, who doesn't really talk to you, who actually asks you what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to looking at the data that her staff that are so reliable have gathered. Don't bother with that. I'll just talk to him. It'll be fine.
So at this point, I'm just frustrated. So then she's also mentioned, she's like, okay, so I just need you to put these particular drops in.
More drops, Greeno.
Yeah, well, these are pre-surgery drops.
Okay.
And she's like, you can either purchase them here or you can purchase them at the chemist.
Hey, shouldn't you chuck them in with the deal?
At this point, I was just frustrated. And I'm like, well, could I ask you a question? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, how much of a markup do you put on these drops? Because I'm just fucking pissed off. Turns out they're cheaper than market price.
Oh, right. So that's the one thing you can save money on there in this place then.
And when I say save money, $5.
$5.
Nice, Gary. $5. That's $5 towards a Netflix subscription.
A mooch.
That could be mooching off. So that's my story. So the back end of that story is we're already off the show next week because you got personal commitments.
That's right.
The week after, I'm having surgery, so we're off for the next 2 weeks.
Oh wow! There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we went out on such a high then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fantastic story. So you'll have the surgery, and then what? That later that week you'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back the week after. It's just it's a day out. It's day post-op. So yeah, I'm not going to be. I won't.
All right.
Could be asked on the show.
Then
we'll
get the story time about how good your eyes are.
Or we'll get a story time about how Greeno looks like Jim Edwards' picture.
Yeah, how Greeno lost his sight forever, maybe.
Lost his sight forever because fucking someone didn't pay attention in the 5-minute meeting.
And they'll be sitting there going, you know what, if we had just done one more test, we would have caught this before he went
it's
blind.
All the tests, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like there should be more tests just to cover all bases.
You never be too careful, Greeno.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go on that point, I think. And that seems like a nice
epic story. Well done. You saved the show with that one. Fantastic.
I didn't know whether to be funny enough to put at the start of the show, so that's why I skipped
hilarious.
it. But yeah, turns out probably should open the show with that. Show would have been better.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a respect round before we go, or don't worry?
What's respect round? Oh, this thing I've got on the screen here.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
The genius that is Mr. Rugby League.
Peter V'landys.
Peter V'landys. So if listeners remember last year, the controversy.
The stoush.
I believe it's a stoush. About I think it was called. It was like gay round, wasn't it? And I forget what it was. The quality round. Oh, no, here we go. Pride round. Sorry, my apologies. It was called Pride round.
Gay round.
I can't remember what it was called.
We love gays round. I think
that's it. Where people would wear like rainbows on their jersey, and he thought, that's good. That's good equality. Yeah. Everyone's a winner. Like women in league round, where they pretend they give a shit about women. It's fucking everyone's a winner. So. But then there was like a bit of outrage last year because certain players from Manly were like, we're not fucking wearing the rainbow. Fuck it. We got religious beliefs. We don't care if we beat up our women, but, the fags, we're not fucking into that. We're not going to wear the rainbow jersey. We're out. Not interested. So PBL was like, we need a solution for this year. What can we do? He's like, fucking, I got a fixer. He knows nothing about the gays. I don't know who else we're talking about. So, fuck it. What are you going to call it? Instead of, is it a pride round next year? We call it respect round.
Respect round.
But we just respect everyone's opinion. What? You're going to have a jersey? Literally, they're going to have something called respect round. Yeah. It's like, we just respect everyone's opinion.
Wait,
but what kind of jersey do you have there?
So respect round, I guess you'd have to have like the Christian cross, the Muslim crescent moon, the Star of David,
a lot of sexualities,
yeah. You'd have to have every single like trans identity because the male one is like the circle with the arrow, and then the female one is the circle with the cross underneath it. But did you know all the other genders also have their own little symbols as well, Greeno?
I wasn't aware of that, but
yeah, they do.
Probably good to whack them on the jersey.
So there's going to be at least like kind of 60 or 70 little symbols all over the jersey, Greeno. There won't be enough room for any sponsors. That'll be good.
Yeah, 100% NASCAR jacket with just everything, every possible religious ideation and also sexual orientation.
Jim Edward in the chat, Greeno, the coexist round.
Yes, now we're talking.
Listen to this though. So, but this is the problem, right? I reckon This is a quote from the guy running rugby league who's suggesting rugby league, who's suggesting it's going to be a respect round. See, my opinion is you shouldn't have any rounds. You know what they rounds should be? Round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4.
That's all I care about.
That's really all I care about too.
Play your fucking footy.
That's it. I don't think you're winning any wars or anything out there doing this stuff. You know what I mean? You might be creating some, but you're definitely not winning any. So this is a quote. So if we were going to do anything, we were going to do a respect round. It wasn't going to be a pride round because then you alienate other people. We pride ourselves on being an inclusive game. To be an inclusive game, you have to respect everyone's view. But that's not true, Greeno. That's not true at all. You don't have to respect everyone's view. You have to respect everyone's right to have a view, right? But if you come out and say some outlandish shit that is ridiculous, I don't have to respect that. I can say, that's fucking ridiculous. What the hell are you talking about? Don't you agree? Like as if anyone can force you to respect someone else's view.
No, mate. I need to call you out there. Like that's ridiculous because the round after is PVL's Hitler round.
Nice.
Because we're gonna respect everyone's views.
That's right. We're going to do Hitler round after the
Hitler round the week after respect round because
well, that's exactly my point. You can't. You don't have to respect everyone's view. You respect their right to have a view in the first place. It's
100% right.
I don't agree with what you're saying, but you can definitely say it. That you're allowed to say that. Yeah. It's you got to respect everyone's view because that's all that means is everyone has to smile and go, yep. Wow, you're so talented. You know, that's how you get that shit. That's how you get everyone. That's how you get people on TikTok, Greeno. Because their whole lives, people aren't allowed to tell them that they look ridiculous and they should stop trying to sing Rod Stewart cover songs on the camera. You know, you should stop trying to do that. Their friends should have told them, but instead they're like, no, I respect everyone's view. I think you're wonderful. I think you're fantastic and you should definitely keep going with it. Yeah. This is how we get into trouble. Yeah.
Like that, yeah. The more people can call out other people for being fuckwits, the better. Life is like, you know, I've respect for anyone's religious belief or sexual orientation. That doesn't phase me in any way, shape, or form because it doesn't fucking impact my life. But if someone acts like a fuckwit, I'm going to be able to call that out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's only fair. Yeah. That seems only fair. Yeah.
There you go. We got to respect everyone's view, Greeno. Okay. Some people think Elvis lives on the moon.
Yeah.
Some people legitimately believe that Elvis lives on the moon. We must respect that person's view. We must respect them.
No matter how stupid it may be.
That's right.
You've got to respect it. Respect. Yeah. I'm pumped for respect round.
Pumped. I want to see. I want to see what signs people bring in. Maybe people just be bringing in swastikas, Greeno.
Yeah.
Respect my views. Respect.
I'm looking forward to the episode of the Matty John show, that round where they talk about how we've got to respect everyone's views on gang rape.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, got to respect it.
Lucky you got your collective eye surgery, Greeno, because otherwise we may have to respect Pol Pot, who killed everyone who wore glasses.
There we go. Got to respect that. Pol's not a bad guy. Got to respect his opinion. Got to respect everyone, Damo.
Respect everyone's view.
Let's end on a stat man if we can, sir, because Tom Brady retired for the second time.
Yeah.
This week, and you've got to.
What do you feel about that? First of all, Tom Brady retiring. Allegedly for real this time.
For real this time? Who would have known? Look, he really should have retired last year. To be fair,
yeah, and finish on top, like with the Super Bowl with the bucket. It would have been perfect.
That was 2 years ago.
I think that's why
he came back. Yeah,
right.
He came back last year with Tampa Bay, and they made it to I forget what round it was in the playoffs. They obviously made it to the playoffs, but he got eliminated, and that's kind of where I think there must have been that like lingering desire of like, I just want one more crack to try and go out. I should have maybe gone the year before.
Yeah.
But he still played to a higher level. So it's not like,
He could have kept playing if he wanted to.
Sports careers are short. Like, no one's forcing you to retire.
Not for Tom, they're not.
If you still got it, why would you retire? You know what I mean?
I think Tom spent a longer time being a professional athlete than he hasn't.
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you're probably right there. Like 20, Jim might be able to explain better than that. I think 22 seasons maybe he's played, which would put him. I don't know, isn't he 45 now? I could just be fucking making up these numbers.
So he would have played college until he was like 23 or something or thereabouts, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, including college. Yeah, definitely. He's been a professional athlete more than he has been than not. So
well, no, I'm not even including college because that's not tech. Is that technically professional? Because I don't think
it doesn't get paid for it, so it's not professional.
So I'm saying that the time from when he went pro to when he retired is actually longer than his time not doing that. Yeah. So it's got to be longer than 23 years. Yeah.
I reckon it's probably not above 50%. I reckon you're probably closer to 47, but it's touch and go. Like I think it's like pretty much down the middle.
Jim's saying he signed a $325 million deal with Fox Sports, Greeno.
Yes, commentate.
Well, he's got to make back that Giselle money, doesn't he?
Well, he's got alimony to pay. He's got a couple of kids. He's got a supermodel wife to support. Like,
yeah.
Fun fact about that: Giselle is actually worth more than Tom Brady.
Yeah, I did hear that at some point.
Yeah, which is just like you think about the money he's earned, and you kind of go, "Oh, I guess he does have a crazy rich supermodel wife as well." You know, life must suck for Tom.
It's awful. It really is.
Yeah. Like he got divorced, but I'm sure he's not going to be short on talent chasing Tom. Like,
well, that's the thing. That just goes to show how good Tom Brady's life is. That he can divorce a filthy rich supermodel and be like, oh well, life goes on, you know.
Yeah, onward. We'll keep going. Yeah. But here's the stat man that I saw earlier this week.
Yeah.
Tom Brady retires, never having taken a snap when his team was mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
Okay, I don't really understand this. You'll have to explain
it
to me.
So every game he played, his team was still in contention for the playoffs.
Oh, really?
Like never once was his team eliminated like a couple of weeks out and they were playing for nothing. He played a stupidly long amount of time, like 15 years, longer maybe, and never was technically eliminated from a postseason berth, which is just fucking insane.
That is insane.
Including the postseason, that's 15,906 snaps, each with the possibility and end goal of winning a Super Bowl. Crazy that he has that. But you had a thought on Tom Brady hate, I believe, sir.
Yeah, I noticed when all the Tom Brady articles were coming out. I think Tom Brady hate is an excellent way to identify an internet retard, Greeno. It really is, because they all do the same kind of things, like, oh, fucking Tom Brady, you know, he sucks. He wouldn't have been good without the fucking team if the team made him good and all this kind of shit. And, you know, and so, but when, you know, people will press them and go, how can you, like, I don't get involved, but I look at these arguments that people have on Twitter and they'll say shit like, how can you say that? And they'll put up stats and stuff. And then the reply is something like, you're a cunt. You know, it's like, they really just don't like him.
Yeah.
And is it just because he's just so good, Greeno? Is that why?
Yeah, like, just generally people hate successful people. Because once again, he's very hateable. He's fucking he's probably the most he's the most successful quarterback of all time.
I don't think he's hateable at all. I think he's quite likable. I don't know.
I think he's hateable from a envious standpoint, if you will.
Right. Okay.
So he's the most successful quarterback of all time. He just wins. He was married to a multi-millionaire supermodel.
Kicked her out.
You know, and then he's like, I'm gonna go back and get bashed by a bunch of blokes instead of like staying home with the wife and kids. Okay, we'll just flick you aside. There's that envy hate, I guess, because there's no rational reason to hate Tom Brady. Like he doesn't fucking beat his wife. He doesn't treat his kids bad.
Jenny D in the chat, Greeno says he's too perfect.
I know, like, it's just an envy thing, right?
That's why we hate him, because he's too perfect.
We hate him because he's too good. Like it's an envy thing. Like he doesn't do douchebag things. It's just, you know, fucking people wish they were him and like, fuck it, we're gonna hate on him because he has too much good shit. Like.
Yeah, well, they really do. Yeah, fucking nice, Gary. He's obviously going to go down as the best of all time, and so he should.
He's the best of all time. Like it's not even like everyone's like, Joe Montana. I'm like, Joe Montana was at some point eliminated from playoffs. Like that would have happened. He didn't win as many Super Bowls, like MVP wise. Like Tom Brady led victories were just like so stupid. Tampa Bay hadn't won a Super Bowl in forever. He signs as like a 42-year-old, takes him to the Super Bowl and wins it. Like you can't just go, you got lucky. He had a good team around him. Fuck off, man. Like He's played for so long, won so many Super Bowls with so many different teams. He's the best ever. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a Brady fan in particular, but you got to appreciate greatness. You know what I mean? Like,
That's right. 100%.
He's like it's like Mahomes. I just love watching Pat Mahomes play because I'm like, this guy's just fucking the best of this generation that I've seen. I just like watching him play. I don't have to like the guy, but you got to appreciate greatness, and that's what Brady is.
Well, Tom Brady was the best of every generation he played in, and I reckon he played in 3 of them. So
No, 100% he did.
best player in 3 generations in all 3 generations.
Which also you got to give him credit for the longevity because the fact, like when we're talking about generations, you normally think, like, 15, 20 years. No, the generations of quarterbacks in NFL is very short. Like you've got like a 6 to 8 year career there or thereabouts on average.
Jim's just posted Tom Brady's new girlfriend in the Starting Block channel, Greeno.
Let me jump on over. Let's have a squiz.
Have a quick look. I mean, life's tough for Tom, isn't it?
Life is very tough for Tom.
Tough.
Fuck it. I guarantee those butt cheeks are out, Jim. I guarantee it. Odds on. That's ridiculous.
Greeno, do you reckon if we mixed semen from Tom Brady and Jeff Gordon that we would recreate Jesus?
Jeff Gordon, the NASCAR guy.
Yeah. Because it got me thinking, Jenny B's comment, he's too perfect, because isn't that what Jeff Gordon was accused of as well, like being too perfect?
I don't know enough about Jeff Gordon to be able to.
He was like the last generation's kind of NASCAR star, but clean cut guy, did like the kind of thing, did all of the fucking endorsements, always smiling. No one's ever heard him swear or anything, the perfect kind of smiling guy. Doesn't upset anyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he does look very cookie cutter. I've just Googled him. He does look very cookie cutter. Yeah. Like he looks like he could be, if they were going to do a remake of the Brady Bunch, he could be the dad.
He'd be the dad of the Brady Bunch.
He could be the dad of the Brady Bunch with this kind of look, Jeff Gordon. Yeah, very cookie cutter. I like it. There you go. I got to find out more about Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon, yeah, he was big in the 90s, Greeno.
Hang on, YouTube, the real reason Jeff Gordon quit driving, and then all I see is boobs. Good reason, Jeff.
Mr. D-Ball Money says he kisses his head coach on the mouth, and Hernandez killed for Tom Brady.
Nice, Gary!
Aaron, he's dead now, isn't he, Aaron Hernandez?
Yeah, he killed himself, didn't he?
Killed himself, yeah.
Yep.
Is that one of those, like, inverted commas killed himself in prison type things, or was that a legit one?
No, I think it was a legit one.
Legit one.
I think. Yeah, I did watch that Hernandez Netflix thing.
It's pretty full on, yeah.
Yeah, did you watch it with the Mooch account or?
I did, yeah, I did. I definitely watched it with the Mooch account. Yeah, which reminds me, I've only got like 29 more days to Mooch.
Yeah, you better come over for a cup of coffee. Sign into the Wi-Fi, Greeno.
Off and over. Yeah. And then again, then I got to weigh out fuel cost.
Fuel costs, yeah.
Because then I'm like, well, if I'm spending more than the account costs.
I'll tell you what, why don't you post your phone to me and then I'll log on with it.
That's it. I'll Uber it.
I'll Uber it up and then I'll Uber it back. And I'll say to the Uber driver, look, mate, give us 20% off and you can watch The Simpsons on the way home.
Yeah,
on the Mooch account.
Everyone's a winner. It's all very good.
Yeah.
That's a good point to end the show, I think. We managed to turn it. I'm going to give a.
Should have ended the show half an hour ago.
No, fuck that. Hit the nice Gary button.
Okay. Gonna get back.
Nice, Gary!
That's a nice Gary to us because we fucking turned this bastard around. At the halfway point, this show was a dud, and I was ready to apologize to the listeners. And I'm like, look, sorry, this one just sucked. But we got it back on track in the second half. I'm going to recommend when you post the podcast, just tell them to skip the first half.
Skip the first half of the show.
Just log in here.
It was no good. Yeah.
And we're good to go.
Yeah. Start at the optometrist story. That's really where you want to kick it off from. Greeno's eyesight story.
Yeah. Post ad break, post Pessy is where we get the shit back on track when we're letting the punters down.
That's right.
So as we mentioned in the show, we're off for the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You're busy next week. Yep. I'm busy the week after. Yep. So we'll be back. What's that? 24th of February, maybe. But then we'll make sure we put some effort in and get things back on track there.
Will we? I don't know. I don't feel like that's something I can commit to.
I don't want to promise it, but I'm saying the effort will be there to try.
Well, I'll try to put the effort in. How about that?
Yeah, no, fair call.
Close
You've got to
enough.
respect everyone's opinion.
That's right. Everyone's view, Greeno. Respect everyone's view.
Everyone's view has got to be respected in some way, shape, or form.
That's right.
All right, we'll see you guys about 3
it'll
weeks.
be we love Black Hitler when we come back because you got to respect everyone's view, Greeno. Okay, rugby league. It's good stuff.
Rugby league.
Yeah.
See you in 3 weeks.
Bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
If I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the truth?